I want to platinum every LEGO game ever made. I've got this one so far, and I've started a series on the channel where I play them until every last one is completed. And today we're going to go for LEGO Worlds, the second rarest LEGO Platinum in my list. I find it quite curious that this platinum is so rare, with a 1.5% completion on PSN profiles. At first glance, it doesn't seem like a hard nor time-consuming game, being rated a 4 out of 10 that should take around 30 hours, and no trophies seem that complicated when I look at the trophy guide. LEGO Platinums usually have an okay percentage completion, ranging from 15 to 50%, the later being the easier PS Vita games. So that makes me wonder why this platinum is so rare, and I intend to find it out on this video. The first worlds are there to teach you about the available tools in the game. It's quite different from other LEGO games, where instead of following a story and breaking everything for studs, then getting gold bricks and red bricks, unlocking specific characters and so on, the main goal here is to do the missions on each world to get a gold brick in return. It's kinda similar to the cleanup stage on other LEGO games, so it basically skips the story. It's also similar to LEGO Movie 2, where you scan some builds and you can rebuild them in other maps, but with a more Minecraft feel in a way that you can build stuff brick by brick as well. The game is very generous with its trophies at the start, giving you a trophy for each of the tutorial worlds, as well as 2 trophies for collecting gold bricks.
Pirate Playground. It's exactly what your rocket needs. That vault. It's just
The main goal for this step is to get the Master Builder rank, which means collecting 100 gold bricks across the maps. There are way more than 100, but that's all that's required to reach the last rank and get the trophy, so I was not aiming for more than that. So I went to the first map, getting a trophy for buying stuff from this balloon.
Look out for her hot air balloon at night.
Bartering banter and balloons. Buy something from the Night Trader. Another for having 2 pets following me at the same time. Champion of Companions. Tame and have 2 pets following you at the same time. And 1 for catching a troublemaker. Troublemaker takedown. Catch a troublemaker. At that point, the game was a bit confusing to me. The world that I was in was the only one that I had access to, aside from the tutorial ones, but there weren't any quests showing up and I didn't know how to get the necessary gold bricks to advance. The game doesn't do a great job at explaining this, but when you are on the ship, you can just generate random maps to explore. It took me a while to find out that that's how you get the bricks. So if you run out of things to do, you can just generate a new world and keep going from that. And just like that, I was quickly able to get the trophies for collecting 15, 20, 25, and 30 gold bricks. This is a game with a lot of miscellaneous trophies. So many that some of them will unlock as you progress through the game, exploring the maps and doing missions. I found an item in a chest, unlocking one of these. Took a picture of a character, unlocking another. And found a town and a dungeon for these 2 trophies respectively.
Oh, look. A town entrance. Isn't it fantastic?
At that point, the game was getting old real fast. I felt the missions for the gold bricks were quite repetitive, and although this random generated world aspect was pretty cool, it seemed like you had to do the same things over and over, and it didn't actually matter in which world you were. And since everything is random in these worlds, sometimes you need an item for a quest and it's nowhere in the map, because it just didn't spawn. I had this happen to me a bunch of times actually, and it's very annoying. But I kept going, aiming for the 100 gold bricks, getting a few other trophies on the way. There are thousands of bricks you can collect if you have the patience and keep generating new worlds and doing quests, but 100 gives you the max rank, and the last trophy that you need for this part. And it took a while, but then I finally got it. Yes, rank master builder. Collect 100 gold bricks. Finally, that took so long. It was so annoying. So now that I've achieved master builder, what I want to do is go for all of the legendary bricks. And these are like the rarest trophies in the game. There is one trophy for each legendary brick, and you can start looking for them when you get 80 gold bricks. You get like coordinates, like a quarter of a coordinate by opening chests. And to be honest, I opened like probably 100, 200 chests since getting 80 gold bricks, and I didn't get a single piece. But thankfully, the coordinates are available on the internet, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to look for the codes because it's RNG and it's going to take me forever. So I put the first one here, and the name of the world is also the coordinates that you have to go inside the map to find the legendary brick. So I'll have to create a new world for each one of them. Legendary one by one brick. Okay, so this is the first one. It wasn't that hard, to be honest. Finding the coordinates, you just have to lock the minimap. But let's see how I do with the others. I'm not that great at following coordinates, so even though I got lost trying to find the right place for the second legendary brick, by going back to the ship and starting over, I was able to get there. Then I went to the next one. These collectibles are not that bad, to be honest. The main problem with them is that they are locked behind RNG, which can be super annoying. In this case it is, because a lot of trophies are locked behind RNG. Sometimes you need an item for a trophy and the only way to get it is by opening chests. But what comes out from the chest is random. And then there are quests where the NPC asks for an item, and if you don't pay attention, it can be the item that you need for one of the trophies, and if you lose it, you have to go back to opening chests and hope it drops again. So although I like the idea of these hidden collectibles and stuff, I would rather see them on a secret level of sorts, or get the coordinates via NPCs or number of gold bricks or something like that. In total, there are 5 regular square bricks, 8 slope bricks, and 2 corner bricks for a total of 15 legendary bricks. There isn't much to say about them, since I just followed the coordinates to unlock them, so here are all the trophies. Okay, so I am still missing a bunch of trophies, but what I want to do now is tackle those miscellaneous trophies and stuff, and I want to start by doing all of the animal related trophies that I can. Like there are some that you have to ride a specific animal, or you have to play an instrument in front of an animal, and stuff like that. So here in this biome there are pigs that spawn and I have to chase and ride a pig, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that, but probably just like approaching it. Yeah, okay, so pink steed, chase down and ride a pig. Then I think that there is another one that I can do because I don't have to chase the animal. I just don't know if I have it. So I have to ride a badger as well. So I was looking for either the bull or the sheep, and I think I see a sheep on the minimap.
So let's try to find it so I can jump on it and get another trophy. I'm probably blind or something because I can't find it. Fluffy Steed. I got distracted with some other stuff, but I was able, after a while, to find the bull. So I have to play the bagpipes for it, and this is going to be a trophy as well.
I wanted to go for insane stunts next, which ended up being not hard, but not as simple as I imagined. This trophy requires you to get 5 seconds of continuous air time in a vehicle. I tried building a ramp, and it didn't work at all. Then I thought it would be a good idea if I just built up until I couldn't anymore and dropped from there.
Okay, that's it. This is enough. Come on. Dude. I thought a bit more about this, and I think that if I dig a hole right here, I may be able to get this trophy, and I can probably do another one as well, which is the one to climb, not to climb, the one for skydiving from the highest point on the map to the lowest point on the map. And let's see if it's going to work now. Okay, insane stunts. So now let's climb again and do the skydive. I'm back at the top and going down. I think it's too close, like the hole is too close to the wall. I have like to aim. I'm going to miss the hole. Okay, so just keep falling now. The ultimate skydive. So I figured that there is one more trophy that I can try to do here, and I've built this pillar thingies, and I will try to grapple for 10 seconds without touching the ground.
So I started trying with the pillars and it didn't work at all. Then I had the idea to try with some floating blocks, and although it seemed like it was going to work at first, it ended up being too complicated. I was just mashing the button and hoping for something to work, until this happened. Next, I decided to go not for a trophy specifically, but part of it. This trophy here seems simple, but it requires me to complete some chains of quests just to be able to make dragons spawn into the world. Then it works like the other creatures, where you have to find, defeat, discover, and buy it to be able to do the trophy. It actually wasn't as complicated as I thought. Some of the quests were extremely short and consisted of just trading an item for another, and I had already done some of them at that point. But I redid them just for good measure anyway. At least it wasn't complicated until the Dragon Wizard part itself. He requests a bunch of items and I didn't have all of them. So I wanted to get them before starting the quest to do all of them together. I needed a donut, which I was able to find in a big town that spawned. And in the same town I found the lawnmower, the last vehicle I needed for this trophy. Then I went looking for Cupcake 5. This is a blueprint that you can find in chests. As everything else in this game, it's RNG, and you just have to keep opening chests until you get it. I also needed another blueprint called Giant Piano Keyboard, but that was for another trophy. And then, this happened.
Wait. Is this it? Yes.
And an hour or so after that, this.
Okay, so we just got the piano, and I'm going to plop it down here. And I have to run over it and hit all of the notes for a trophy. So now that I have all of the items for the Dragon Wizard quest, I just have to find an altar, uh, and he has to be holding like a crystal sword or something.
First thing you have to give him is the donut, a gem, and some crystals. Then he asks for 5 red frogs and 5 red snakes. After that, he asks you to paint something with lava texture. Then to put up some dance pads and torches. And lastly, he asks you to build Cupcake 5.
And I believe that's it. And now whenever we go to a different biome, the dragons can spawn there.
So I generated a new world and the dragon spawned super quick. I just had to defeat and then feed the dragon so I could discover it. Then I had to plug a second controller to kill another player with the dragon's fireball, but I would do that later. Instead, there were 2 trophies I wanted to pop. One for using all of the vehicles that I collected earlier in this video, and the other for shooting a seagull with a paintball gun. Here's a quick compilation for the first one.
Okay, so for the Seagull trophy, I'm going to spawn some of them and then just try to shoot them, at least one of them with the paintball gun while it's in the air. And there you go, flying paintbrush.
Next, I went for the 2 most time-consuming trophies in this game. The first one being Billionaire, where, as you've guessed, you have to collect a billion studs. Differently from other LEGO games, there are no red bricks or any sort of multiplier in this game, and you have to collect the billion studs by playing, which is just awful. There is a method to farm studs using an item in the game, and it's worse than the trophy. The method consists in you spawning the same item over and over on top of the previous one, making it break and drop the studs. But the amount of stuttering this causes is insane, and it takes forever to get all of the studs. It took me around 8 hours on the course of 2 days to do this, and although I like grinds and have said so before, this was absolutely miserable. Pressing X for 8 hours is not something I would call a grind either, it's just pointless and unnecessary.
Yes, billionaire. I am so done with this game. That was awful. That was miserable. That was so miserable. I'm never doing this again.
With this huge roadblock out of my way, it was time to go for the second most time-consuming trophy, Designer's Delight. A trophy that consists in getting all brick elements available. So, kinda like Minecraft, you have a bunch of different blocks in different colors you can use to build stuff. But since this is a Lego game, in this one you use Lego pieces. So slopes, tiles, bricks, plates, and a bunch of others. For you to use them to build anything, you have to find them first. You can find these blocks inside chests, with troublemakers, or with the trader, the last one being for purchase. But again, RNG comes into play. There is no way to make a chest drop a block, force a troublemaker to spawn, or be sure that the trader has the block you want. So there's a bunch of time and luck involved until you get every single one of them. Another thing that the game doesn't tell you is that each one of these have their own spawns, kinda. So if you bought all of the blocks from the trader and you're still missing something, it's probably because you have to get them from the other two options. And of course, they won't tell you which blocks drop from what as well. Actually, the game teaches you the basics and just abandons you to figure out the rest and run around for hours hoping the RNG benefits you at some point.
It is 3 a.m. now, and I usually don't record this late, but I just want to be done with this game, to be honest. So I have like 5 pieces missing. Like there's 1 and 2, 3. Yeah, so 5 pieces, and I'm just going to wait for the troublemakers to spawn to get their blocks, and then do the other 2 trophies to get a platinum, cause I'm really sick of this game. I just want to play other stuff.
So my strat here was to just be there, do nothing. Troublemakers seem to spawn at around 6 minutes between each one of them, and I just kept waiting for it, until this happened.
Okay, this is the last one. Yes. Designer's delight. Collect all the brick elements. That was awful.
It was late, I was tired and bored, but I finally got a trophy. But there were 2 trophies left still, and I refused to go to bed without popping them. So I grabbed a PS4 controller, plugged it in, and spawned a character in the world. The first trophy was Duet, where I needed to play an instrument at the same time as another player. It ended up popping for the guest as well, but then it popped on my account. Then, there was a well-trained dragon, where I had to kill another player with a fireball from a dragon. And finally, the Platinum Trophy. So here is the Platinum Trophy. I have a lot to say about this game, but for the sake of brevity I wrote down some points so it wouldn't take forever. So this is a cool game, but only if you play it casually, because if you play it with the Platinum in mind, it's going to take forever and it's quite annoying. Now since I've played the whole game and got the Platinum, I can say that I think the Platinum is rare because it's pointless. You have to rely a lot on RNG to collect a lot of the stuff that you need for the trophies, and the money grind is just awful and miserable, and the only way you would get that without using the method that I did was by playing the game, and it would take months to be able to reach a billion studs. So lots of the trophies, they have like really high requirements that make them really pointless, and it seems like it's just a way to make you keep playing the game, but there is not that much content for you to keep playing and keep wanting to play it. Overall, I don't recommend, and I'm never doing that again. So that's it for this video, so leave a like and subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you soon. Ciao.